We do it every year, a conversation with Matt Limbaugh, head coach of the baseball team there at Bayside Academy. Coach, how are you?
Hey man, always good to hear from you and be able to talk to you here. Happy to be here.
Hey, it is always great to have you as a halftime guest. And baseball, man, it is such an exciting sport there in Bayside. I know last year, maybe not quite where you wanted to go, but let's compare years. Last year, this year, what are the hopes, the goals, the aspirations for the baseball team?
Yeah, definitely. Last year was you hit the nail on the head. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. We expected big things last year. Had a good regular season. Won the area in a tough area with Orange Beach and UMS, and went off to first round of the playoffs. Did what we wanted to do was host, and went down to a tough 3 game series against Northside out of Tuscaloosa. And man, you just tip your hats to them, man. They did a little bit more than we did, but we had a very talented group. You hate to see us go out that way. Had three, I believe, going that's playing here at the next level, and I just spoke with them yesterday. They're all doing good. So yeah, man, you hate to lead that early, but the main thing is setting these boys up for success after Bayside, and I think we've got 9 guys in the past 3 years that's currently playing college ball somewhere, and so that's pretty cool because I mean, obviously, they're getting help paid for education, and college ain't getting no cheaper. So, if you can have something to help you pay for it to set you up for your life, then that's great. If they can use a little white ball to make that happen, then that's even better.
Now, you mentioned three guys going on. Let's talk about those three briefly. I spoke, as a matter of fact, to Teague Broadhead's dad on Friday night. Teague apparently doing very well at Southern Miss.
Yeah. Teague's doing great. Spoke with their head coach a couple weeks ago, and he really likes what Teague's bringing in. He's just a big old strong. Like I said, I always called him country strong. He just looked the part out there, and it was based off what Teague can do. He had some health problems, and I think we've sorted that out. And he had a good summers coming and really put dedicated himself in the weight room, and yeah, he's got a chance to throw for a team that's ranked in the top 25 preseason for Division One. And then Gatlin Pitts, our shortstop, he went to Samford University with Tony David as a dual guy, a pitcher and an infielder, and he's doing both right now. He's throwing pins and he's coming out and getting his work in on the field as well. And then we have Carson Joyner, who is pitching for Louisiana Monroe. Doing a good job as well, coming in and trying to compete for a spot right away. We showed. I mean, Josh Gunther 2 years ago was in this spot, and he was the first guy out of the pen for the preseason number one ranked team at Wake Forest, and pitched in the bullpen for him all year long as a freshman. And so it shows that, man, it can't happen. It's not easy, especially with all these new rules you got in college baseball. It's not easy, but man, if you're good enough, they're going to find you.
What about this year? Are there guys that are looking to play beyond their senior campaign in Bayside?
Yeah, we're two of our big leaders. We've got South Alabama commit first baseman slash pitcher Cole Dean, all stater. Man, I put him as probably the best hitter. I do. I put him as the best hitter in the state of Alabama. When he's on, man, it's tough. It is tough to compete with that boy, and he's a good kid, and he brings a lot to us. And then we've got our guy behind the plate, catcher Weston Hanneman's going to Mississippi Gulf Coast, and Weston's been our catcher for the past 3 years. Again, another kid strong as an ox, man. I mean, looks the part coming out. Had a really good off season. And man, your pitching is only as good as who's behind the plate. And Wes has an absolute cannon back there. And so with those two guys, we're going to be. I mean, we're going to come into a lot of games this year as the underdog, and that's something we haven't done in a while. We lost. I mean, we lost 7 starters out there,
Wow.
so it's going to be tough. But these boys have really accepted it. Like I said, another one. I mean, Noah Kane coming in. Noah Kane has been a great guy. He'll be a 3 year starter for us. Started as a freshman, so he's coming in. So we've got a bunch of new guys that's going to have to step up. And Grady Stokes is one of those guys on the mound. Wyatt Williams on the mound. Guys that are going to have to step up for us. And like I said, we're going to have to shock some people this year because they're going to look at the lineup and expect us to kind of be a rebuilding year for us. And we hope that we're never at that stage and it's kind of a reload. But we got to put the work in, which is great. They've definitely accepted the challenge so far.
You like the aspect. Now, I know that you never, I guess, want to, well, maybe you do like reloading, but you'd love to have just a certain level of talent year in, year out. But the aspect of being an underdog, you kind of like the advantages that it might bring?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, you always want bulletin board material for your team, and we've been on the other side trying not to fall for the Nick Saban rat poisoning. I mean, in the past 3 years, we've been ranked as the number one team in our class at some time in that season, and so we've had bullseyes on our back, and that's great. That's what these boys have done. Like they've made our program to where we're considered one of the top programs in the state because of the hard work and the dedication that these boys have put in throughout the years. And so I love having that, I guess, reputation for it. But I mean, we still got a lot of work to do. There's no blue map sitting anywhere for baseball around here. It's all a bunch of volleyball, track, soccer. I mean, we got a ton, and there's not any baseball. And we would love to one day make that happen. And like I said, man, it's just about getting hot at the right time and keeping the dugout to where everybody is on the same page. And we've shown before that talent itself doesn't win games. There's a lot of obstacles. That's what makes baseball so great is anything can happen any given time. So we just can't take anything for granted. Thanking God for every day that we have the chance to play this great game. And like I said, to God be the glory for everything we do. And that's the main thing. We're doing it for Him.
What about the aspect of dropping 4A to 3A? I know all sports are highly competitive. To me, baseball is one of those where, 7A, 1A, man, it's just really tough. Is there a noticeable difference in playing a 3A conference schedule this year versus a 4A?
Well, we actually stayed 4A. So
Oh,
we are
okay.
still, basketball and football went down to 3, but we had too many points to where we had to stay 4A. We were actually 1 point away from jumping up to 5. So, we will keep the same. We're in there with Orange Beach, Satsuma, and St. Michael's. UMS went up to 5A because of enrollment. But I mean, we're a low 3A school enrollment wise. That's or low, well, yeah, pretty much, yeah, low 3A, maybe high 2A. I'm not exactly sure what that is enrollment wise, but obviously with being a private school, you get the multiplier. But we will still be competing in the 4A, which is great baseball. And you said, man, especially around here, Baldwin County and Mobile County, man, great baseball everywhere you go. And our schedule is absolutely loaded again, and all it does is make you better. And we've got some really good baseball talent around here. So I'd rather stick around and play close rather than travel 2 hours to go play someone our size or something like that. Because I mean, it only makes you better playing people in your backyard.
You got a lot of players that play multiple sports. Do you like that?
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, we say, man, play as many as you can while you can. I mean, there's not too many people that come back after high school and say they wish they wouldn't have played football or wouldn't have played basketball or something like that, wrestling. And I mean, I was a 3 sport athlete, and I knew I didn't have no chance to play college football or basketball, but man, I loved it, and I felt like it made me the person that I am today. And so definitely love any time they can play another sport, especially at a small school. You got to help each other out.
At Bayside Academy, you've got state championships in a lot of sports. Is there competition between coaches from the different sports going, darn, they've won one in volleyball, they've won one in, soccer. Is there that kind of competition going on? Maybe not in public and in public view, but kind of this mental thing of, hey, I want to hang with those guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, personally, I would love to join them over there. Obviously, like I said, it's not all about the wins and losses. It's about developing the young men, trying to make them good citizens outside of Bayside. But if anybody's trying to compete anything with Coach Schilling, man, that's a tough battle right there. You've already lost going in. And I mean, like I said, with Coach Ferguson too. Coach Ferguson had a bunch of eighth and ninth graders, I think, playing on his team last year, and goes off and wins another state championship. And then, I mean, Coach Swaggart has multiple. So I mean, it's not really competition, man. You're rooting for everybody. I mean, we are such a good unit here with our athletics. Coach Ferguson, as our AD, does an amazing job, and man, he leads by example. And so we just, like I said, we try to make every experience good for these Bayside kids and want people to come here to develop not only academically but athletically and setting them up for life after Bayside.
2025, what's an acceptable baseball season for you in the spring?
Oh man, I'm gonna keep it simple. I mean, just getting better every day. Literally, just getting better every day. Want these boys to have fun, man. We're gonna put them in a position to succeed. I mean, I'm hoping our practices are harder than the games. We want to try to make these practices tough to where they're thinking that the games are easy. And I really like my senior group. I really like my senior group. There's not many of them, but man, they're good kids. They get along. They hang out with each other outside of Bayside, and it's a really good group. And I feel like that just the camaraderie in the dugout will be great. And I just want them every day to be excited to come to practice, excited for the game, excited to put on that Bayside jersey. And man, if we can teach them some other life skills, man, talk about the Lord, just talk about life, man. That goes such a long way. Building the relationships past. I mean, I love it that my boys still text me asking how my day was or how my week was that don't go to Bayside anymore. Or how's the family? How's my kids? Like that's what it's all about, man. And making relationships and building. And I hope that one day they bring their kids to Bayside. And look, hopefully I'm still here coaching. I get to maybe teach some of their kids. So it's just Bayside's a great place to be, and I'm very blessed.
One last question, and that is in regards to pitching. I mean, obviously, just based on this conversation, you've had strong pitching in the past. What about this year? Is there strength at that spot?
I mean, I would say it's going to be a question mark. It is going to be a question mark, and yeah, that is something. I mean, the past 3 seasons we've had a team ERA under 2, and that's I mean for the schedule we play, that's been insane. And I mean this year, like I said, we've got talent. It's just inexperience. We've got inexperience, and we're going to ask those young guys to grow up quick. And I mean, like I said, Cole. I said Cole, one of the best hitters right there. He's going to have to put some innings in for us too, and that's a part of high school there. I mean, he'll go to college and probably never pitch another inning in his life, but I'm going to need him to step up and be on the mound for us again. And then guys like I said, Grady Stokes and Wyatt Williams, they're going to have to be 2 guys that come in. Got a freshman, Danny Lumpkin. Just well, there's going to be some youth going to have to come up, and like I said, the main thing, man, I like the guy behind the plate. I like the guy behind the plate, and with a good catcher, man, he can make you look good even when you're not. And so I'm really excited to see what he does with this staff, along with these youngins. And man, we're excited. See what's going on. Will be fun to watch. I know that.
Coach, always a pleasure to talk to you. Looking forward to the baseball season. Thanks for being our halftime guest.
Yes, sir, man. Always a pleasure to talk to the voice. You do a great job.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Yes, sir.